Good morning, Facebook friends. This is the Dick Alberti, the curator of the Historical Museum, and I'm at WLTN, hiding behind my microphone, peekaboo. So Phil's on the other side, he's laughing at me. So we have about a minute to go, so I thought I'd hit the button, and maybe it will go ding-a-ling on your machine, and you may, so you don't miss this. This is kind of cool. We have a good program, I think, and I hope I have enough information to keep it going. And usually I have enough, don't I, Phil, to have enough for a week. So,
yes. So, I think it's going to be really interesting.
Who, with the Righteous Brothers?
Oh no, with the ice stuff.
I think the ice thing is going to be kind of cool. Oh, I got people.
Already?
There's Cindy. There's Cindy. Wait a minute now. Who's the double people up there with this Cindy? Good morning, Cindy. She has 2 cups of coffee next to her name.
Yeah, I could use that right about now.
I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, and when I'm done with the program, I'm going to go home and have another one. That should be good. What the heck? This morning when I was checking on Facebook, there's a person that I know, a nice person in North Carolina, and she posts this great stuff, and she posted the United States Navy Band.
Oh, perfect.
All right. But they had their singers, the 4 guys, they were doing a medley from the Jersey Boys.
Oh my God.
Man, it sounded like Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli in the 4 Seasons.
Awesome.
I mean, what a way to start a Tuesday morning. I love that one.
Well, you were good at that. You were good at that. We got about 30 seconds.
We have about 30 seconds. Okay, who else is up there? Look at someone else came on. I can't see because you're that far away. There's a group.
There we go.
Oh, wait a minute, I've got to put my head on. And I don't have a tundra temperature, but it's gorgeous out.
It's beautiful. It's like 35, 37, 37-ish, I think.
Wednesday, mostly cloudy. There is a chance of rain showers, highs in the 60s. And taking a look ahead at your Thursday. Mostly cloudy, highs in the lower 50s.
All right, right now we're looking at the tundra temperature of 37 degrees.
92.
That and 2?
92.
Oh, 92 degrees.
What the heck? I didn't look this morning.
That's all right, though. No, we're relatively close. I will tell you, up at the Mount Washington Regional Airport is 29 degrees under clear skies. A little bit of haziness.
It's gorgeous out there.
It's going to be beautiful.
Gorgeous. Oh, look, I got Bill Ward. I have Facebook going. So, for those of you listening on the radio,
right.
Keep listening on the radio, but then let people know that you can catch this. You can catch this on Facebook through the Littleton Historical Museum.
Yes.
And I believe I have. Oh my goodness! I got people all over the place that coming up. I got smiley, happy things and thumbs, and I got lappy things. This is so good.
All right,
like
Dick. Your next treatment comes up in just a little bit.
Oh gosh, the only way we could do Facebook when I was younger was a peek through someone's window. That would get you arrested.
But you learned your lesson on that one.
Yes, I did. Well, they slammed the window down on my fingers.
We got Dick Alberti. He's the curator of the Littleton Historical Museum right here on Mix 96.7 WLTN. And you, my friend, are going to be having some cool things coming up in just a little
Oh my gosh, we are talking about so much stuff. Because remember we did a program on the movie theaters.
Yes.
Well, there's still a few more things to do. Every time new movie theater stuff comes up, I like to share with the audience. We are also going to be talking about the Iceman.
Ooh.
And I don't mean a character from Batman. All right, this is the guy who used to deliver ice. So put on your memory hats, and for those of you who don't have a memory hat because you're not old enough to have one of those to go back to the 1940s and 50s, I'll try to bring you back there. And then we are going to talk about the 6 dams that were once on the Ammonoosuc River.
Oh my goodness.
If time permits.
Okay.
So come back if you give a care.
We'll be back in a bit.
Is now open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all your
We got just 2 short commercials, and then we're on.
Yes, it's 42 across the river.
Is it really?
Yeah, Cindy lives where it's warmer.
Oh, well, let's
Eric
we'll
Kells,
talk about that.
they would ship ice all over the world. Oh, yes, definitely. Hi, Eric. I got thumbs, all sorts of stuff going on here. Eric, where were you living or where were you Facebooking from? I know Cindy's across the river. I don't think you're across the river. If you are, it's really across the river. And then I had, there was Lisa.
Excellent.
Wide territory and potential account list. Candidates must have reliable transportation.
This works out. Works.
We're going to have about 30 seconds in a minute.
30 seconds to go. It's gorgeous out there. I washed my truck.
You did?
Last Tuesday, I took my wife. My wife had a dentist appointment in Plymouth, and I took her down. And with all that yuck on the road, my gorgeous. Oh my God, Washington, D.C.
Excellent. But just real quick, I'm going to have to, once we're done, I'm going to have to bolt.
Who?
And once we're done, I'm going to have to hit the road. Once we're done.
You're not leaving now, are you?
No, once we're done.
Oh, I have to bolt
Here we
too.
go. Here we go.
I have coffee waiting for me.
Oh.
That's important.
Here it goes. All right,
John
right
Kowalski.
right now, Sydney temperature is
Cindy temperature on the other side of the Ammonoosuc River is 42 degrees. Thank you, Cindy. You can take your hand in if it's starting to turn blue and warm it up.
perfect.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Dick Alberini, curator of the Littleton Historical Museum, is about to give us a history lesson.
Yes, we are. But first, I'd like to tell you about the wonderful Historical Museum. We're open Wednesday and Saturday, 10 to 3. We did have a meeting last week and voted that on the 23rd we will be closing the museum until probably the middle of January. We're going to follow the same guidelines as the school system.
I see.
Okay, because of the whole COVID thing happening. So we will be closing we won't be open from the 23rd on. But we are open on Wednesday and Thursday by appointment. You show up to the museum. There's a sign upstairs at the door. You call downstairs the museum. I'll come up and get you, take your temperature. And life is good. We stay 6 to 28 feet apart.
28.
And I do most of my tour standing in the middle of the river yelling at the building. All right. Also, on Sunday morning, oh, God, John is in Ledyard, Connecticut. So we have Connecticut and Washington, D.C. listening in.
Excellent.
We still do our Sunday morning music program at 9:30 live on Facebook. And it goes 9:30 to about 10 after 10. Cindy's been a follower right along. And we will take requests, and if I have the music, I will play it. And it's mostly inspirational and meditative or medicated music. All right. So check us out. We have a YouTube channel, and it's Littleton Historical Society YouTube channel. Good morning, Scott. And Scott Burgess just popped in. So anyway, you can actually do some overdosing, binge watching Littleton history on our YouTube channel, Littleton Historical Society, and our Facebook page is Littleton Historical Museum. So you can catch this program again on the museum. So we are going to be, and something else I want to do too before we all the research. I want to thank Sharon Craigie.
Oh yeah.
This wonderful lady has made my job so easy. And she just reads the Littleton Courier, the Journal, the White Mountain Journal, the Republic Journal, all the old newspapers. And she just keeps right on going through those things. And she sends me articles, which I just copy and paste. And I read. So she saves me a ton of time. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Sharon Craigie.
And that's a pretty deep heart.
That's a pretty, sometimes it's black. But anyway, it's...
Don't I know it.
Oh, okay. So this is what I want to do. Today, I do want to run back a little bit. We were doing some of on the movie theaters. And so we did that over the past couple of weeks. And like I said, every time I come across something new, I really like to share it with the audience. So we have here, it's from May 30th, 1912, from the Republic. All right? And the ad says, watch for our opening, the new Premier Theater, Littleton, New Hampshire. Fullerton Brothers and Eldridge, owners and managers of the Premier Theater of Newburyport. There was a Premier Theater in Newburyport, Massachusetts.
No kidding.
And they're the ones who opened the theater here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Okay? And, gosh, that's small. With first-class pictures, high-class singing, and fine music. Also, a very nice, new, and clean, up-to-date. I should have brought my. I'll just put my face into it. Up-to-date facility. Matinee daily at 2:30. All seats 10 cents. 10 cents.
That's going to break the bank.
Oh, it's going to break the bank. Evening show 7:15 and 8:30. Reserved seats 5 cents extra. So it was 10 cents admission. You paid 15 cents if you wanted a reserved seat.
Right.
Children under 12 years of age, 5 cents at all matinees except holidays will be 10 cents. No children allowed evenings under the age of 14
Gotcha.
unless accompanied by their parent or a note from their parents or guardians. Fullerton Brothers and Eldridge, owners and managers.
Excellent.
I love this, 1912.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see, 1912, that would put us across the street at the Northern Hotel.
I see. Okay. I got
Okay,
you.
and remember, and this one burnt down in 1924.
Right.
All right. March 1912, from the Republic at the Star Theater. The management of the Star Theater has just received a new motion picture machine, which is the very latest on the market, including all the latest attachments, except for sound, obviously.
Of course,
Yes. This machine will project a picture the most satisfactory possible with any equipment invented to date. It will especially reduce the eye strain and please the patrons. You know, when you go to the theaters, movie theater, you do not want people sitting there with eye strain.
Oh, no. Just go,
That's right. So, and remember the Star Theater
Yeah.
was across the street in the Solomon Block.
Yeah.
Okay, where the gym used to be, as most of us might remember Nautilus, right down the back here. So that's where the Star Theater was located. So I thought I'd share a little bit of that. I've got to make sure I got everything. Oh, wait a minute. Holy cow, I got 2 more theater things here. Let's see. March 1912, from the Republic New Picture Theater. Parties from Newburyport were in town the first of the week investigating the proposition of opening a new photoplay theater. The selectmen have decided that they will grant a license, and the deal will no doubt go through. It is proposed to use the entire first floor of the northern annex, that is the rooms used by the Theatorium and the Chandler Restaurant. So listen, now let's put our heads together on this.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, across the street where the movie theater is.
Yes.
All right, where the movie theater is used to be the Boylston Block.
Where the movie theater is now.
That
Right.
was the Boylston Block. That's burnt to the ground in 1924.
Yes.
Next door to the Boylston, heading down Main Street, was the Northern Hotel, which also burnt in 1924.
Right.
Well, when the Northern was first built, there was a space between the Northern and the Boylston, and there was another building in there.
Oh, okay.
Well, eventually the Northern purchased that building, tore it down, and expanded to their hotel.
Right.
So this is what they're talking about, the Northern Annex, okay? And there was a hotel, there was a restaurant near the Chandler Restaurant with an inclined floor so that every seat in the house will have a clear view of the pictures. Many other modern improvements are planned by Mr. I.C. Richardson, the owner of the property, and the lessees. Littleton is truly growing.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now here's one from July 1944 from the Courier. Movie operator buried at Littleton writes.
Oh.
I have the obit of the projectionist,
Oh, really?
of
From
one
then?
of the projectionists.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Funeral services for Herbert F. Curtis, 48 of Littleton, operator of moving picture equipment for 22 years. So that would bring us back to at least 1922. All right, when he was working for the movie pictures, and a World War I veteran, were held Sunday afternoon at Meacham's Funeral Chapel in Littleton. You know what Meacham's was?
No.
All right, across the street from us. Know where the Methodist Church is?
Yes.
Right in back of it, there's a White House.
Oh, yeah.
Right in back of that, there's a brick building.
Yes.
That's Meacham's.
Oh,
And Mr. and Mrs. Meacham used to live in the White House.
okay.
Okay? And for funerals, Mrs. Meacham used to play the organ. The organ was located in the White House, and it was piped into the funeral home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just thought that's why the White House and the brick building are
stuck
connected by a
together.
garage,
Yes.
because that's where they would park the hearse.
I had no idea.
Yep. So with that, I didn't plan on doing on the program this morning, but it's a nice little piece of history. Did all of you in Facebook land know that? I bet you didn't. Now you do. Or you might have, and you still know it. Okay. Littleton native. All right. Herbert Frank Curtis was born in Littleton on May 22nd, 1896, the son of Herbert F. and Sadie Duff Curtis. His father died before Herb was born. He attended local schools, and when World War I broke out, he volunteered for service and served nearly 2 years in the Army, seeing action at the Meuse-Argonne sector.
Oh,
His first marriage was to Lena Cassidy of Littleton, who was deceased. His second marriage was to Nyla Morton, Virtue of Concord, Vermont. So anyway, that's just to let you know that this gentleman did operate the projectors for 22 years at the movie theater. I just want to make sure I'm not getting all my papers out of whack. I'm just out of whack. Okay, now we're going to talk about the ice business.
I'm ready.
Okay, pretty chilly. Here we go. Littleton Ice Company. The Littleton Ice Company ceased to operate in 1979. We had an ice company till 1979.
Where was it?
Oh, it was on Pine Street.
Pine Street.
Yes, I am going to continue on with this,
Okay,
my friend,
I'm ready.
because it's going to give the name of a person that some people out there might remember. All right? It ceased to operate in 1979 because of the illness of the owner, Robert Hartford. Robert Hartford. Now, I've got to find my little type pages here. And some people might remember a wonderful lady named Ardell Hartford.
Okay.
And Ardell Hartford used to be a substitute teacher.
Oh,
I liked Ardell. She was great. She used to sub when I would ask for her, and she did everything right.
right.
So anyway,
So she was married to a farmer.
she was married to the Iceman.
Right, but if she was married to a farmer, she could be a farmer.
Farmer in a. Oh, we're not going there.
Not,
I know. Ooh, that's funny though. All right. I'm turning red, I think.
Sorry.
All right. So anyway, it says Robert Hartford, who had purchased the business on Pine Street about 33 years previously from J. Joseph Lehan. In 1929, Mr. Lehan acquired the firm from William H. Shea, a veteran member of the Littleton Board of Selectmen, who had become sole owner in 1914, when he bought out the half interest of Henry C. Foss. 2 years earlier, Mr. Shea had acquired the ice business conducted by Gadboy and Greenwood. At the time he purchased the ice business, Mr. Lehan was employed as a bookkeeper in the bookkeeping department of the Littleton National Bank. After a period of time, he returned to the employ of the bank. So this brings us the ice business back to the year 1912.
right.
All right. So it was really, ice was a big thing. I came across a photograph. All right, 10 minutes. I can do this. And if not, I'll make it up. Ice was a big business. Now, there was, let's see, the ore farm on Route 93 actually was torn down. And the ore farm was located where the overpass is on heading toward the hospital.
Oh, by Hilltop.
All right,
Hilltop right
but a
there?
little bit more this way, just past the Dells.
Okay, good.
And they used to harvest ice, but also ice used to be harvested at the Dells, okay? And when Benjamin West Kilburn owned it,
Right.
Also, on the Dells Road, there was a house, Jim Durante's house.
Yeah.
If you look at the house over on the right-hand side toward the front, there is a cement foundation, and that was the foundation for the ice house.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, icing was big business. And actually, as Eric Kelts had said, Eric remembers Mrs. Hartford. As Eric had said, we used to ship our ice all over the world.
Yeah.
And New Hampshire ice, especially with the lakes, the lake region.
The freshwater, all that nice stuff, yeah.
Lots of ice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I decided when I was doing this yesterday, it was like, whoa, and my head was just going bing, 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 and it's like, okay, and I ended up with all this stuff. So, how many remember the Iceman? We talked about this earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
I do not.
And I do. I went to school. I started in 1956, grade 1. Yeah, that was a long time ago. A long time ago. And
That's back when they had wooden wheels on the cars.
that's right. That's right. And you had to feed the car hay. Hey. All right. But I remember growing up that we lived with my grandmother, and my grandmother owned the house next door, and that house had 2 tenements in it, 2 apartments, and they were full apartments, a full first floor and a full first top floor. They were like 3 or 4 bedroom apartments.
Oh, wow.
Well, Mrs. Reardon lived, and she's one of my childhood memories. Mrs. Reardon lived on the top apartment, and when my grandparents bought the property in 1921, Mrs. Reardon was living there.
Right.
So I remember Mrs. Reardon had an ice box, and she used to, the iceman would come and go upstairs and stick this into this thing, and she would keep the food cold. And it had a drain, so the ice would go in the top part, and the food and anything to keep chilled went into the bottom, and then it would just drain out.
Right.
And there was a pan, and you had to be careful, because if you ignored the pan, you'd end up with water all over the floor.
Everywhere, yes.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So, also something else I got to tell you is when ice boxes came out, I came across this in my research yesterday. When ice boxes came out, sometimes people would have the ice box built right into their house.
Oh.
In their kitchen. It was built as part of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And in the back of the ice box, there was a door outside. So when the Iceman arrived, he would go up to that door, open it, and put the ice in without having to disturb anyone or go into the house, shut the door, the ice was there.
And it would last for quite some time.
And it would last a couple days. All
Yeah.
depends on what the weather was like. But I thought that was really kind of neat, because people would their refrigerators would stay full of ice, because the guy automatically snuck up the back and stuck it in the back and,
That's it, yeah.
and did that. I just thought that was the neatest thing.
It is.
So and also I'm having people on Facebook commenting about Mrs. Hartford.
Oh, excellent.
And she was great, Ardell. And she, and I had several of her kids in school. I bet you some people listening may remember her children.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, so we have, Bob had the business on Pine Street. So refrigerators came in, electric refrigerators, but it really took a long time for refrigerators to come in and really make a big bang to do. All right? Okay, because I really replaced slowly. Now, people wanted these things.
Oh, sure.
They wanted it, so the convenience of not having the ice. But why did they take a long time is because refrigerators were very expensive and dangerous.
Why?
Dangerous. Now, what is the refrigeration that's in our refrigerators now?
Now, it's, I think some of it's Freon, yeah?
Freon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, back when refrigerators were developed, it was ammonia. So they would compress ammonia to produce the cold.
That would be bad.
So I had read stories about the refrigerator having an ammonia leak and the whole family dying of the fumes.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing with the compression, if they didn't watch the refrigerator closely, and I mean, this was like a stinking spacecraft.
Yeah.
And instead of watching the dials and everything else, if the thing overpressurized, the refrigerator would explode and burn.
Well, that's nice.
Okay, but people still had them in their house.
Oh, of course.
Okay, but not a lot of people. Most people stuck to ice boxes.
Yeah.
All right. So I have here 1913. The first electric refrigerator for domestic use was invented by American Fred Wolf.
Wolf.
Yep. And was called the Dormier.
Oh, of course.
Domiere. Or the domestic
Gotcha.
electric refrigerator. DOMELRE. I'm going to stop saying that because it doesn't make any sense.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, domestic. Yeah, the DO from domestic.
Yeah.
And a few other letters here and there. So anyway, so his model was a total flop. But one of its inventions, guess what?
What?
What invention came with his unit that we still use today?
Let me see. Cold.
No.
Electricity.
No.
Freon.
No.
Metal. A fan.
The ice cube tray.
The ice cube tray.
It came with an ice cube tray.
Perfect.
All right? So people were willing to put actually a deadly machine. It was the industrial age.
Yeah.
Electricity was new into houses. I mean, we've done programs on that. And it was like, whoa, look at that. I can hit a switch and light up my house, and you can go home and strike a match and not light up your house. All right? I remember Downton Abbey. My wife and I are Downton Abbey freaks. We've seen them like 19 million times. And I remember the episode when they got an electric egg beater. I don't know if any of you are Downton Abbey folks out there.
Nope.
But the episode where they got the egg beater, it was like, they're staring at it like it's the Bride of Frankenstein. And it's like, whoa. All right. And so in 1927, the refrigerator came down in price. 1927, a refrigerator cost, $525.
Wow.
That's $1927. So I looked it up. If that was today, you would pay $7,857.98 for a refrigerator.
Wow. Some people paying half that now.
Just 7,000. Well, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, because to get really top of the line, that with all the computer touch screen and
Yep.
whatever, they're about $3,000.
Oh yeah.
They're about $3,000. And yes, you can get a refrigerator for probably $8,000-9,000 now.
Absolutely.
Okay, if you go that route. So anyway, that is we did refrigeration. We did the Iceman. We are not going to get to the dam topic.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the 6 dams on the Ammonoosuc River.
Oh, yeah.
So, because we have how many more? We have 10 seconds. So listen, folks. Tune in next week for more on Littleton's dams. And those of you who give a darn.
Oh my God. See you, Dick.
They filled in the blank, didn't they? Ha ha ha.
There's something wrong with you, kid.
Okay, Facebook. I got to go off. Phil has to leave.
Yes.
And I have to leave. And we'll talk later. Take care. Thanks for tuning in, Facebookies.